maybe, like I said, like this particular thing, it's not a full-time commitment, only when I'm here. But there are other friends that I have that it's a full-time commitment. That's why they can call me when they need something. I can call them when they need, or when I need something. So there's different ways of looking at it and to backing up your commitment to friends. Now it's funny because all this commitment talk was all brought up to the surface to me because I've got one of my 5 best friends. He got himself a new love. And it turned out this new love got pregnant. And so my friend was ready to take on the commitment, take personal responsibility. The problem was, it wasn't his. And that's what made me start thinking, and we started talking, because everybody wanted to know my opinion. I mean, the girl and the guy wanted to know my opinion. And I told them, I have no or can get a solution to just about any problem. And so they said, well, they've got a problem. And I said, you're right. And one of the first things that I learned about solutions to problems was to look ahead and see where we're going. What problems will we have to deal with in the future? And this way you'll see the problem coming and you can prepare for it. And when you prepare for it, it's easier to handle when you prepare for it. It's the surprises that are really tough. The funny thing is, we have a cultural difference. And what it is, okay, my friend was down here, Central America. I'm Chinese. And they say, well, your wife was from down here, so that means you are familiar with the culture. And I am. I'm familiar with the culture. And I didn't choose this culture. I chose the Chinese culture because I'm familiar with the Chinese culture also. And the thing was, for me, I don't shack up. I got married for the intention of having babies. And so, in other words, my wife wasn't a fun thing to start with. It was, we are going to get together so we can raise a family. We did this on purpose. We both wanted to have children. That's why after we got married, 9 months later was our first kid. Okay. Now that's what I'm not sure about down here, and that's why I say I've been getting confused, because it looks like it's kind of general. It looks like love is a big deal. And for some reason, people look for love first. And then they look for commitment. I'm not saying right or wrong. I'm just saying I don't understand how that works. Because love, I think, only goes so far, and then you stop loving. I think. And not in my case, but in everything I see around me. Most of the things I see around me. I see so many people that fall in love, and then I say now I'm in the single world. And in the single world, people they're always falling in love, and then they fall out of love. Okay, and in the marriage world, look how many people get married and then they get divorced. Either get divorced in a few years, or they get divorced in 30 years. We talked about that. They stay married for the children. No love. So I don't understand that. We started with the commitment. I'm not saying that's right. I'm just telling you what we did. We started with a commitment. I committed to her, and she committed to me. We couldn't even speak the same language. And we stayed with each other no matter how bad things got, no matter what things happened. And love grew and prospered to that. Our love got stronger as the time went on. That's why I had a hard, and I thought that happened to everybody. That's why I had a hard time. This single thing's been hard on me, because I'm learning so much stuff. And I say, so the commitment part. Now she's pregnant. Well, what if, what are we going to do? Okay. Well, wait a minute. You don't even have commitments from the last guy. You don't have a commitment from this guy. I don't understand how you put yourself in that situation. And I think it's funny. I also hear, I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. And I'll go on and explain. I'll finish the story here. But I think it's odd. In the United States, it got to the point, it used to be the government didn't get involved in our love life. Okay, now the government's in our love life. So, but it used to be, when the government didn't get involved in our love life, men and women would make bad choices. In other words, they would get somebody pregnant without being married, without having a commitment, and they really didn't want to make a commitment with each other. They didn't really, all they wanted was to have sex, I guess. And so they had sex, the woman got pregnant, and then is it the man's fault or is it the woman's fault? I find that funny. Okay. You call it a fault. You created life. One of the gifts we have as humans, we can create lives. But what you do is use that ability to create and you use it as a personal tool of enjoyment. And then you want to know whose fault is it that the woman is pregnant. I think that's funny. I really think that's hilarious. Why? Because I don't give a shit about you. All I give a shit about is the baby you created. Okay. And you don't give a damn about it. Otherwise, you would have had some kind of a commitment before you started creating. That tells you the moral decay about what's going on in our country. We would rather have some type of either birth control or the morning after kind of crap or this kind of stuff. Yes, making babies is enjoyable. According to my beliefs, that's why we were created. Now, for me, personally, after we started having babies, after I figured out how babies were created, I got myself taken care of. Because I've already done my commitment. I've already created all I'm going to create with the person I want to create with. Now, nowadays, the guys don't have enough sense to keep their pecker in their pants. The women don't have enough sense to keep their legs together. So what do? We turn to let the government take that responsibility.